If you keep doing this, I am going to lock you up in the cellar. Remember, my mother gave me iron decoction. The people around me, they pelted stones and they bound me and put me in the cellar. Sanjeevani is a hill where he found medicine to cure Lakshmana. My dear king, I don't have any good clothes to wear. I have rugged clothes. Hello, hi, namaste and welcome to Vidhyaashram, the Temple of Excellence. I am NKsir, Faculty of English in Vidhyaashram, Mysuru. In my previous session, I had discussed about the chapter Babar Ali written by Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma. And in today's session, I will be talking about Watchman of the Lake written by RK Narayan. So let us know who is RK Narayan and what the chapter Watchman of the Lake means. If you don't know RK Narayan, I'm sure you might have heard Malgudi Days. Malgudi Days is a short story collection written by RK Narayan. He is RK Narayan, and Malgudi Days is the short story collection written in the year 1943, before independence. Let us know a few more things about RK Narayan in this session. RK Narayan, he was born on 10th October 1906. He died on 13th May 2001. Was an Indian author whose works of fiction include a series of books about people and their interactions in an imagined town in India called Malgudi. This is very important. In most of RK Narayan's work, he speaks about the town or the village called Malgudi, which is imaginary. This village, this place doesn't exist. It is a fictitious place. He is one of three leading figures of early Indian literature in English, along with Mulk Raj Anand. Mulk Raj Anand, as you go on to degree, you will have one of the novels written by Mulk Raj Anand, Untouchable. And Raja Rao. Raja Rao is famously known for his novel Kantapura. He is credited with bringing Indian literature in English to the rest of the world and is regarded as one of India's greatest English novelists. Narayan rarely wrote plays, and the present one is said to be a dramatized version. The present one, we are talking about Watchman of the Lake. It is said to be a dramatized version of his short story, The Watchman. So this is the dramatized version. The Watchman is a whole play. It is a short story collection, and out of this he has taken up one or few parts. Like there are 5 scenes in Watchman of the Lake. So let us see what this chapter has got to convey to the readers or the students. Before that, there is something called pre-reading activity in your textbook. I want to particularly discuss about pre-reading activity in this chapter. This says, what do you think about lakes and why do you think lakes are drying up? Second thing, what could be done to save them? I have just put a couple of pictures here, but I'm sure you have seen a lot of lakes, a lot of rivers drying up. Just question yourself, what should be done to save the dried up lakes or drying up lakes? Not just lakes, even the rivers. What are we supposed to do? What should we do? What is a must thing that we, being the human beings, should do? Now, why do you think the lakes are drying up? Question yourself, out of all the percentage of water available in the world, do you know only 3% of fresh water is available? And out of 3%, only 0.5% of fresh water is accessible. What about 2.5% then? What is happening with 2.5%? Remaining 2.5% is frozen in the glaciers. It is not accessible with cost-effective method. It is deep inside the earth core, or it could be polluted. Think about it. For the entire mankind, only 0.5% fresh water is accessible or available. And do you think we are going to sustain on this for a longer time? No. We need to think about countermeasures to tackle the scarcity of water. Keep thinking and come up with a measure. And if you have a beautiful ideas to share with, comment in the description box. So let's start with Watchman of the Lake. As I told you, there are 5 scenes. And RK Narayan has given the pretext and he gives a brief description about Watchman of the Lake. Before that, let us see who are the dramatized person or the characters in simple. These are the characters you will get to see in this drama. Village headman. In the first scene, we get to see village headman, the king throughout the play, Mara, the protagonist, one of the main characters, the Watchman of the Lake, Ganga, Mara's son, his son, Ganga's son here. So Mara's son is Ganga and Ganga has son. For the namesake, we call him son. That's all. Just to remember, there are 3 main characters. Family tree, Mara has a son. His son name is Ganga and Ganga has a son. His name is Son. Let us keep it that way. Bhima and others. So these are the main characters you need to remember throughout this chapter. As I told you, there is a pretext or pretext. As I told you, there is a pretext. What is this pretext? He is giving a brief introduction about the scenes or the characters or the place where the act is taking place now. On the eastern base of Baba Budan Hills in Karnataka state, there is an obscure little place now called Sakrepatna, which at one time, 1,000 or more years ago, was the capital of a king called Rukmangada. In the center of this town, there is a shrine. It is nothing but what we call in Kannada, Kola. Shrine, which is dedicated not to distant gods or heroes. This is not dedicated to any heroes or gods, but to a rustic who was watchman of a lake called Ayankere. So this lake or shrine, what we are talking about, is dedicated to a watchman which is known as Ayankere. 4 miles from the town. For the purpose of this little drama, let us call him Mara. Remember Mara? In the chapter Around the Medicinal Creeper, written by Purna Chandra Tejasvi, remember the same sort of character here, the same name, but not same person, which is as good as now he says why this name is frequently used in most of the vernacular languages and why this character is used to convey a moral to the reader, which is as good as any other name handed down to us by tradition. So RK Narayan is writing, this name Mara is given to us by tradition. So it is just a simple name. Instead of writing any other names, instead of using any other names, we tend to use this character named Mara to convey some message to the reader. Now let us see scene 1. I told you in the beginning there are 5 scenes and I am going to talk about scene 1. If you take up your textbook and go through this scene or all the 5 scenes are in dialogue form. But in order to simplify it, I am going to narrate the story to you so that you can read on your own and understand. Either you watch my clip and then read it, or first you read the chapter and then watch the clip. Either way is fine. I am going to simplify it, and let me tell you, this chapter is just like a bedtime story, but it has a great message to convey to the readers and to the students, and this is a brainstormer. Let me tell you, it completely gives a hint how to save water. Not just water, it can just give us a lesson to the future generation. Remember, this chapter is not just about Mara and how he acts stupid. It is about how he wants to save water and how he wants to help others in some means. Let us see scene 1 now. A village at the foot of a hill, road menders at work. So this is the description, what is happening now. All of a sudden you get to see some characters appearing on stage. Let us say this is a drama And all of a sudden, you get to see there are road menders. They are making road. And you get to see a village man and Mara in this scene. Let me go on explaining the story about scene 1, and as I told you, you are going to read this chapter and then watch my clip, or watch my clip and then read the chapter for better understanding. Let me just put it in simple words what this chapter or what this scene contains. In this scene, village headman is furious about Mara's attitude and his mischievousness. This leads Mara to be locked up in the cellar behind the old temple. As the scene opens, we get to see that village headman is commanding his workers. He calls one of the characters there Racha. He scolds him, hey, baro illi, kelsa madu. He's asking everybody to hurry up. And the question is, why are they laying roads? ನಾನು ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅವರು ರೋಡನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ರೋಡನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾಳೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ, ನಾಳೆ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ರಾಜ ಈ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾದು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. Why? Because there is a king royal passage which will pass by in this road. So in order to please the king, people are working hard and they are laying roads, and these workers are mentored by the village headman. Now village headman is scolding everybody. He starts scolding, by this time tomorrow royal passage will pass by, and just imagine how we look in front of the king. We should be very pleased. King should be pleased. We try to impress the king because he will pass by in this road. So he is scolding, he is instructing everybody. And after a few minutes, the village headman will observe that these workers are very happy. ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. He calls one of the persons there and he says, hey, ಹೇಳು, ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ನೀನು? Come here, come and tell me. Why are you so merry? Why are you so happy? So timid voice, one of the characters will come and tell, sir, my dear sir, it is not us, it is Mara. So village headman will get angry now. Mara, that lunatic is here now. How dare he is here and disturbing you? He calls everybody, hey, ಎಲ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಸ್ತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿಸಾಕಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕುದ್ಲಿ ಪೆಕಾಸಿನ ಬಿಸಾಕಿ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಮಾರನ ಹೋಗಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ. Just throw away your crowbars and everything and come and catch hold of that Mara. Bring him to me. If he resists, give him a punch. ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಪಂಚ್, ಒಂದು ಗುದ್ದು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬನ್ನಿ. So everybody will go rush and they will catch hold of him. Once Mara is caught, village headman will start scolding Mara. You lunatic, you mad dog. ನಾಚಿಕೆಗೆಟ್ಟ ನಾಯಿ ನೀನು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸಗಾರರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೀನು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ. ಯು ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ವೈ ಡು ಯು ಡೂ ಇಟ್? ಅಂಡ್ ಮಾರಾ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೈ, ಸರ್, ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಬಿಡಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ವರ್ಕ್, ಲೆಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ಡೂ theirs. And village headman will again say, your work is to come and disturb here. If you keep doing this, I am going to lock you up in the cellar. Remember the cellar? Lock you up in the cellar behind the old temple. And Mara very cleverly answers, old temple cellar alli kuda hakidru, I don't have any issues. If the God wants me to be outside, I will come outside. I will keep praying to the God. If he wants me outside, I will come outside. Now village headman will get angry. Now get rid of me. Get out of my presence. Mara again continues, ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ನನ್ನ ಕನಸಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾಡೆಸ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ಲು. ಶಿ is asking me to go and convey the message to the king to build a tank, to build a dam, to build a lake. Village headman cannot control this. Now he says, ನೀನು ನಿನ್ನ ಕನಸು, you and your vision again. I am fed up. Mara says, ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್? Goddess ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕನಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬೇಜಾರ, jealous? Are you feeling jealous that goddess is appearing in my dream and not in yours? Village headman is so furious, so frustrated. He says, ನೋಡು, ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ತಲೆ ತಿನ್ಬೇಡ. Don't get me angry. Be like a good man. If you don't appear for the next 2 days, I will give you a present. I will give you a gift. ಸೊ Mara says, ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ನೀವೇನು ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? ನನಗಾಗಲೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪುರುಷೋತ್ತಮ ನನಗೆ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? Do you know there is an extraordinary person who has given me the gift already? Shall I tell who is? Village headman says, tell me, let me know, let me see who that great man is. Mara says, nan mawa, my father-in-law, because he has already given me his daughter. For this, the entire crowd, the entire workers group will start laughing. Village Edmund is so damn furious. He wants to punish him. He wants to get rid of him. So he calls one of the characters Bhima. Remember Bhima? Hey Bhima, come here. Just bind this lunatic, bind this mad dog and put him in the cellar. Okay? And don't talk to him. Then he calls Mara and says, see this man Bhima, look at his changed personality. ಇವನು ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಇರುವೆ ಥರ ಎರಡು ಬೆರಳುಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಪಿಚ್ಕಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. He will squeeze you and he can swing the elephant with the tail. Just ಅದರ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಆನೆ ಬಾಲ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಿರುಗಿಸಿ ಬಿಸಾಕಬಲ್ಲ. Right? By looking at Bhima, Mara says, my God, you are gigantic. How did you get such a personality? Even I want to become like you. Tell me, what should I do? Which gym should I join? Bhima says, now you can't grow even an inch. You know, when I was just 10 days old, my mother gave me iron decoction. What? One more question. What did she give me? Iron decoction. ನನಗೆ ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದ ಕಷಾಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ಲು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಅವತಾರ ಬಂದಿರೋದು. I have grown such a huge personality. And I used to carry the grinding stone, large grinding stone, ಚಿಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲ, large grinding stone, ರುಬ್ಬುವ ಕಲ್ಲು, large grinding stone on my back and walk up the hill. ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನನಗಿದು ಬಂದಿದೆ. You cannot get even an inch, you cannot grow even an inch now. ಅದು 10 ದಿನ, ನೀನು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ 10 ದಿನದ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ನಿನಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. That's how you grow so gigantic. Bhima explains now. To this, village headman will warn Bhima. Bhima, ನಿನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವನು ಪಟಿಂಗ, ಇವನು ಮಾತಿನ ಮಲ್ಲ. He is very talkative. Be careful. Don't talk to him at all. Now, what you have to do? Bind him and take him to the cellar and sit on him. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅವನ ಪಾಡಿಗೆ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಡ. Sit on him till the next evening, so that by then the royal passage will pass from this place. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Mara again says, come Bhima, let us go. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. I will just narrate all my stories. I will tell you all my dreams, all my stories. Village headman ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಭೀಮನ್ಗೆ ವಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. So let us see what Mara and Bhima will do in scene 2. Scene 2. So this is a brief description about the appearance of the king. Remember, the roads were laid for the royal passage, and this is the next day. Scene 2 is taking place in the next day or day 2. And how will the king appear? Trumpets blowing, restrained cheering of crowds, etc. announce the arrival of the king. Suddenly, there is confusion. As the king is about to pass under a tree, someone jumps down from its branches. A medley of voices crying, where did he jump from? Who is he? Hold him. So this is the scene now. Now let us see which are the characters who will appear in scene 2. In this scene 2, the conversation is between Mara and the king. Mara will somehow convince the king that the goddess appeared in his dream, in his vision, and she instructed Mara to build a dam or a lake across river Veda. In this scene, river Veda is very important. It could be asked for 1 mark, and also you will get to hear couple of important places and couple of important characters apart from Mara and the king. Sanjeevani and Rama and Hanuman, these are the characters, side characters where Mara will include in his own version of dream to convince the king. Now let us see what happens in scene 2. Now king will question Mara, how come you jumped out of the tree, from the top of the tree? Where did you come from? Why were you hiding in the tree top? Now Mara will start answering. But meanwhile, there is one voice which will stop the king. My dear Majesty, this is unworthy dog. King will command, let the man speak. Let him speak. Again, when Mara wants to speak, one more time, the other person will stop saying he is of no importance. Now king will get frustrated and he says, I said let the man speak. Mara will start speaking. He says, my dear Majesty, I am unworthy dog. And king questions, why did you jump out of tree? Why couldn't you just take place in the audience? And Mara says, my dear king, my dear Majesty, I tried to come and take the place in the audience, but the people around me, they pelted stones and they bound me and put me in the cellar. And my guardian and my jailer who was looking at me, who looked after me, was gigantic in appearance but had a baby mind, the soul of a baby. After listening to my story, he let me go, and somehow I sneaked out of the cellar and hid myself on the top of the tree before the cock crew. Before it was morning, the overnight I came here and hid myself. And king questions, tell me that why is that you are hiding in the tree, and what is that you want to convey? And Mara says, my dear Majesty, the place where you are standing, the place where you are resting was once upon a time where Hanuman came and stood. And during the time of Ramayan, the fight between Rama and, remember Rama and Ravana, Lakshmana was wounded. Not Rama, Lakshmana was wounded, and according to instructions of saints and good omen, Hanuman came and stood in the place where you are standing. And after the instructions, he went to the hill, he took Sanjeevani. Remember Sanjeevani? This is Sanjeevani is a hill where he found medicine to cure Lakshmana. And Mara continues saying, this very place where you are standing is a place where the river Veda runs across. River Veda, it finds its origin in this mountain. And what happens? So this river Veda is a very own thing where we are living today. It's because of Veda our subjects are alive. This is the river or the lake or the stream which is giving water to our subjects. And what happened was, in my dream, goddess appeared, she came and instructed that you people are playing with Veda. It takes its origin in the mountain Sanjeevani and it runs down, touching most of the medicinal plants or flowers or roses, and it reaches your place and it runs across and dries in the marshes. So this is how you respect river Veda. This is how you save river Veda. Now, river Veda, according to Mara, he says that river Veda is goddess' very own plaything. It is a plaything, and goddess is very angry, and she says that we need to be careful. We need to save the river Veda. We need to save this stream Veda. Veda is a river lake. And Mara is saying to the king, Neevu nimge bekadagella river Vedana takotira, bedde iddaga you will let it dry. Neevu ee tara madidre be careful. I will not let my plaything flow into the village or to your place. Mara is trying to convince or to tell the words what he has seen in his vision, what he has seen in his dream. He also tells the king, ನಾನು ತಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದೆ, ಗಾಡೆಸ್ನ ದೇವತೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದೆ ನಾನು. She has appeared with lot of crown, like precious stones, crowns, and she is wearing red sari. She is wearing red garment, and she has appeared. She is bit angry, she is bit upset, and she is giving us the instruct to save river Veda. ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, and again Mara says, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿರೋದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಾಗಿದೆ. Whatever I wanted to tell you, I have told you, sir. I have told you, my majesty. You can trample my head under your elephant's foot. Now king replies, no way. ನೀನು ದೇವತೆ, ಗಾಡೆಸ್ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ ನೀನು. You have got the blessings from the goddess, and I cannot trample you under my elephant's foot. And moreover, you are going to be escorted to my royal palace, to my kingdom. And Mara says, my dear king, I don't have any good clothes to wear. I have rugged clothes. I don't have good clothes to wear. King says, whatever it might be, you will be escorted. You will definitely come to my palace, come to my kingdom. So that is the end of scene 2. Now let us see whether Mara will convince the king to build a lake, or to build a dam, or to build a tank across river Veda in scene 3. So that is the end of scene 2. We have remaining 3 scenes, scene 3, 4 and 5. We'll be meeting in the next session. Until then, keep reading scene 1 and scene 2. As I told you in the beginning of this session, this story seems like a bedtime story, but it has a great message to convey to the readers and the students. We'll meet in the next session. Until then, keep reading. Have a good day.